Hey everyone, so welcome to my channel. Today is day 3 of World Watercolor Month that we are celebrating, and I'm really happy to invite each and every one of you to this channel. Today we are gonna paint a sunset landscape with some distant palm trees. So that's the idea. So let's go about it, and please ignore the mess that has happened on my paper. Is still good to be used. It's just that I spilled something on it, but it doesn't impact the colors that I'm gonna put, so I'm still gonna make use of this one. So yeah, let's dive in. Okay, so as a starting point, what do? We just wet the paper. So we'll go ahead and wet our paper completely. I'm using 1/2 inch flat brush by Art Essentials, so that is what I'm using for this one to wet the paper. And my paper, as I said earlier, is a bohong paper. So I kind of bought an imperial sheet and then cut them into desired sizes that I wanted for this whole series. Make sure that when you're wetting the paper, nothing is puddle, so we don't want a puddle of water anywhere. We want a very clean shine of water. For the last 2 days, like day 1 and day 2, you can find the links on my channel under playlist called as World Watercolor Month. So because I'm gonna make like a dreamy sunset, so we'll start with like yellow at the base layer, right? Bottom, and then we will take a bit of orange or gold, right? So something light, and I'm diluting that with water a lot because I want a very light shade, and yeah, just covering the bottom section of it somewhere. I just don't want it to be too yellowish as well. Okay, and as we go up, I will add now rose. All this painting that we are doing are very quick ones, so if you know the concepts of like watercolor wet on wet, wet on dry, this becomes very easier. If you have not gone through those, if you don't know, please refer to my playlist called as Watercolor Basics and you will understand. Then there are Friday tutorials where I'm teaching you all these techniques, right? So what I'm doing is I'm just in a random manner, wherever I felt like, I'm adding this color. It is your choice how you want to do it. There's no right or wrong. So what we are making is a dramatic sunset sky. Whatever way you feel like adding colors, please go ahead and do it. So don't think much. Just follow the color wheel and put the colors, so that you don't end up doing like a muddy color mix, right? So if you happen to put complementary colors against each other, you will definitely end up muddy, right? That's not what we are aiming here. So I took some violet, and then this is my ultramarine blue that I'm using. So ultramarine blue by nature is a granulating color, so you are by default going to see some effect. I'm mixing with a bit of mauve and some adding drama over these red and pinkish sky, and I'm gonna continue to add that drama on the other side as well. Okay, yeah, I think that's it. So that would be the base layer for the sky. Okay, that is my base layer for the sky. Now what I want to do is I want to wait for this to dry up before I go ahead and add another layer for my palm trees. But before we go that, I think it would be good for you to understand how to make those palm trees. So I'm gonna take my rough paper and will explain you guys as in how to draw the palm tree, so that once this layer is dry, we'll add those palms on above of top of it. Okay, so let's go and check that out. So for painting palm tree, I'm gonna be using black or Payne's gray. Okay, you can also create the mix of this color by using 3 primary colors or by mixing burnt sienna with ultramarine blue. You will also get this color. Now what I'm doing is, for the palm trees, we will start with like a one layer of the trunk, which is thin at the top and a little thick at the bottom, right? Then I'm gonna spread my brush like this. So if you see, this is what I am doing. So I've spread my brush so the bristles are visible, and basically what will happen is you need something like this, right? So your palm tree is something like this. Then based on the wind, it decides. So we'll just make use of the brush and we'll do something like this, right? Okay. And then on the other side as well. So this is how we are gonna paint. Now this could be done like individually also, but it would be like too tedious. Imagine you painting like each and every leaf of the palm tree, right? So you would be doing this, and then you continue doing this. Now when you do this also, what we want to make sure is we are adding. So I'm not doing this. So when I created this one, I'm not doing I will draw this one. So I'm not leaving any gap, right? Instead what are we doing is I have drawn this line, and then when I do another line, right, so I'm gonna overlap them. Some would be longer, some would be shorter, this way, and that's how you complete the entire tree, right? Just go a bit faster, so watercolor does its own job. Now instead of painting this way, what I prefer is painting this way. Why? It is a lot faster. And I do the same thing. So let's say that this is my line. Okay, so instead of painting these individual leaves, I just spread the brush bristles like this, and I go do this. They are more fine and they look more natural, right? So when are we going to add these palm trees? This is what we are gonna do. So we are gonna create the trunk, right? Sometimes what I'll do now, I'll not even create those lines. So I will just go and then do like this, right? Okay, now let's say I want to show that the wind is completely on one side. Now the wind is like completely on one side, like it is tilting on the one side, right? So let's say that I just created this for reference. Okay, so now what is happening, wind is like on this side, on the right side. So now every of these branches and leaves will be tilted on the right side, right? Will be tilted on the right side. That's how you show, right? So what I'm doing is we are painting everything tilted that side. Now with the what will happen, because it is too heighted, sometimes your tree trunk will also get tilted. So you can make something like this, right, showing that the tree trunk is also tilted, and then you draw your branches. Sorry, it is too watery. So you draw your branches. Okay, something like this. So you tilt. Okay, so you vary the type of tree that you want to draw based on how we want to draw it. Okay, so this is how we were gonna draw the palm tree. We'll check back on our main artwork and see if the artwork is dry. Okay, so my paper is all dried up, right? So we'll start and add the palm trees as we have discussed, right? Something like this. I'm going to take a small size brush for this one. So I'm just using my rubber of 3 synthetic brush, and I'm going to use my Payne's Grey for this one. Okay, so you can decide on the number of trees that you want to add. I will just tilt my paper as it is more comfortable to me, and we'll start adding from here maybe. Okay, so I'm gonna add one here, okay. then I'm just, so this is a small brush, so the bristles, right? So I'm just trying to spread the bristles, and okay, we continue doing that for the others as well. Okay, now we go ahead and add the other ones as well. So you can decide how many you want to add, and for some you can basically choose to tilt the direction as well, so that it looks more natural. So this is like mostly dusk and dawn scene, right, where the nature, so if you look at the trees and trunks and everything, they kind of look like a silhouette, right? So that's what we are going to do with this palm tree, right? And I've seen that any damaged brush or natural hair brushes, when they're wet, right, they kind of spread more, and it is easy to work with them when doing this. I'll tell you an example in a while, just a bit. Okay, and maybe some here, and then I'll add some smaller ones. So a bigger one here. Okay, and then now the leaves. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm thinking about adding like a small here, like something which is down. Okay, they are not very heighted, so maybe something here. Okay, okay, and maybe somewhere here in the middle. Okay, so we'll do that. So if you see, right, how roughly I'm adding these directions, because something is in the very distant, so we just getting a look and feel of it, we can't see the entire thing, and that is what we are trying to show. Okay, I think that's it. It just looks too pretty. Okay, so I think that's it. This would be our day 3 for the World Watercolor Month, and I'm super excited to see all of your creations. So do follow me on Instagram at Kriti Tiwari _art, and tag me watercolors with Kriti, so that I can see your beautiful creations that you guys are doing. So if you share and tag me, I'll be able to share on my stories as well. So I hope you guys have enjoyed painting this with me. I for sure had a blast. Okay, thank you guys for joining. This is our day 3. We'll see you for the next video. Do not forget to follow, like, subscribe, and share it with your friends and family. Who do you think would love to paint these beautiful scenes and enjoy the cozy weather that is happening here nowadays? Bye bye.